We are here today in George Square to introduce this beautiful square where many events take place. George Square is one of Glasgow's main square and is located in the heart of the city in a shopping district. This square commemorates King George III and it was created in 1781, but did not have the same appearance as today, since it was a wasteland used to slaughter horses. Gradually, buildings appeared around the square, such as hotels, and the city of Glasgow was beginning to become commercially attractive. In 1888, the architect William Young designed the city chamber just here, the main building on George Square, which gave all its style.
Today, George Square is home to the headquarters of Glasgow City Council. Indeed, the focal point of George Square is one of the city's most iconic and imposing buildings, the City Chambers, whose magnificence tells the story of the wealth and industrial prosperity of the second city of the empire. It's known as one of the most beautiful civic buildings in the UK and a huge favorite amongst locals and tourists.
So George Square is a really focal point for many cultural events. George Square is a lovely place, also known as the heart of the city. So there are a lot of events such as cultural events or sporting events. There are Chinese New Year, for example, or Christmas markets and many other events.
Every year, the Christmas market is held on George Square. It takes place from November 24th to December 29th. Christmas market offers a lot of festive gifts, and you can find also a lot of street food. So the street food comes from a lot of countries in the world, a lot of culture, such as Indian food, German or French food, and you can also find traditional Scottish food, a large, warm and welcoming pub in the center of the Christmas market. It's a very welcoming pub because they play all the time Christmas traditional music, so the atmosphere is very good in the pub. I loved my experience in the Christmas market of George Square because it really immersed us in a Christmas atmosphere. Thanks to the music and the general atmosphere, you have the occasion to live a memorable moment. If I have to compare with another Christmas market experience I made in France, I just want to say that the atmosphere is very good. We are totally immersed in the Christmas atmosphere, but I thought that it was too much focus only on the food, and you can't find like game stands or things like that who is important too in the Christmas market. You can find it, but not the same than the food. So it's just the little point of the Christmas market.
As we have seen in lectures, a key characteristic of experience-centric services is that they are created to engage the customer. So the engagement can be emotional or physical or intellectual. For my part, for the Christmas market, the engagement was really emotional because I met a lot of really incredible person who really want to convey the Christmas feeling, you know, and it's really important for me in a Christmas market, so it was a really good experience for me.
The Monte Carlo Rally event took place over 8 days. It starts on January 29th on George Square and ends in Monte Carlo. Is it not a timed event? Only the cars between 1955 and 1980 could participate. The event is organized by the Automobile Club de Monaco and takes place only on open roads.
I really enjoyed going to this event because I discovered many cars and very nice cars. There were a lot of varied style. Also, the atmosphere was friendly. A lot of people were here to encourage participants. The place was arranged to organize this type of event. First of all, some streets were blocked in order to be dedicated to the car participating. The square was transformed into a giant parking in order to stop car participating to this event. In front of the city chamber, there were an arc and a podium, so that spectator could admire the departure of all cars.
The Chinese New Year is celebrated on George Square. a joyful and colorful event that pleases the greatest number of people. For the occasion, George Square was decorated with the color of the country on February 2nd at 12 a.m. I was lucky to be able to take part of this event, but unfortunately I was quite disappointed. I arrived at the event at 12 a.m. I waited 1 hour and not much happened. Few people were present, but there are no music, no animation, just a makeup workshop for children. So the atmosphere was not very good, maybe because of lack of communication or organization from the organizer. Many events that take place on George Square are a subject of debate between liberals who want to see cosmopolitan event in George Square and the conservatives who want to limit event. The agreement is not optimal. So let's start the debate with Juliana and Elsa.
Very lucky to have a place like George Square because of its size, because of its localization, and every week there are varied events and it's adapted with the image of the city, and that is important.
I don't really agree with your point of view. And you know why? Just because Glasgow and just George Square is a really historical part of the Glasgow city and a real emblem of the city. So, in my opinion, with all these events, it's really losing its charm.
I don't agree with you because it's an added value. If there were not all these events, the place will be less known, and also thanks to this event, it brings back more people in this place.
Okay, but just imagine you are a tourist. You are a tourist and you want to visit Glasgow. So you want to visit Glasgow and you arrive by chance on George Square and there is an event. With these events, you don't really appreciate this the beauty of Glasgow. You don't really appreciate the beauty of Glasgow because I think George Square is better when it's empty and we don't really pay attention of the place when there are events taking on the Square.
But people who come in Glasgow, it's in partly thanks to this event that they enjoy more their time here. So event in Glasgow, it's a value for them. And do you know that it's also very an economical aspect for the city and for all the country. For example, for the Christmas market, this event represents in the UK 384 million per year in all the UK. So that is very important to have some events for the economy of the city and for the territory.
Yes, but there are a lot of events in a same place, so in George Square, and a lot of events, but really a lot of kind of events in the same place. So maybe sometimes it could be difficult for the person to know what is the identity of George Square with all these events, and these events are badly organized, as Roma said before. So I think it's really complicated for people, to just know the identity of George Square.
I think agree on one pound with you.
Yeah, good.
It's for the organization of events. I agree. Sometimes some events deserve to be well organized.
Yeah,
and to have a better communication. But we have to think about it. George Square is an important place, and all these events are very important. And it's a social place to gather a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that. Thank you for this discussion.
Thank you.
In conclusion, there isn't a clear answer which side is right or wrong. But as Wally in 2003 puts it, that avant-garde events and fringe-like festivals, including but not limited to LGBT events, some people in the population tend to avoid those, which means that publicity in George Square could be lowered and less people could go to it. But on the other hand, the economy could really benefit from events which are even more frequent in George Square, and the more events, the more the economy could benefit. In 2016, the event industry in the UK was worth over £42 billion, and with over £30,000 GDP per person in the UK to spend, especially on events, the events economy could be really encouraged, but the reputation still remains shaky.
beautiful one.